Turbo engines, with compressor section, combustion chamber, turbine section, and exhaust. Turbo shafts having a propeller, compressor section, combustion chamber, a compressor turbine which powers the compressor and gearboxes, and a power turbine which drives the propeller. Exhaust is directed away from the power shaft. Turboprop engines, similar in design to a turbo shaft engine, except that it uses a reduction gear system to drive a prop propeller. The reduction gearbox makes the prop impossible to turn. Unless the engine is a split spool, then the prop is able to turn freely. Turbojet engines use a single spool compressor. This compressor has only one rotating mass. The compressor shaft and turbine all rotate together as a single unit. The modern turbofan engines have either a large single-stage fan or a smaller fan with several stages. An early configuration combined a low-pressure turbine and fan in a similar rear-mounted unit. 85% on intake air, called the bypass ratio, flows around the low and high pressure compressor, combustion, and turbine sections. Only 15% of air intake goes into the intake fans onto the compressor section. The high-pressure compressor and high-pressure turbine fans are connected through the high spool. The low-pressure compressor and low-pressure turbine are connected through the low spool inside of the high spool. The split spool connects them through the low and high-pressure shaft, diffuser, and combustion chamber. What is the function of the stator vane assembly at the discharge end of a typical axial flow compressor? To straighten airflow to eliminate turbulence. What are the two basic elements of the turbine section in a turbine engine? Stator and rotor. Which of the following acts as a diffuser in a turbine engine and converts velocity to pressure? Stators. Which two elements make up the axial flow compressor assembly? Rotor and stator. Between each row of rotating blades in a turbine engine compressor, there is a row of stationary blades, which act to diffuse the air. These stationary blades are called stators. The stator vanes in an axial flow compressor convert velocity energy into pressure energy. Stator blades in the compressor section of an axial flow turbine engine decrease the air velocity and prevent swirling. The stators in the turbine section of a gas turbine engine increases the viscosity of the gas flow. The compressor stators in a gas turbine engine act as diffusers to decrease the viscosity of the gas flow. The non-rotating axial flow compressor airfoils in an aircraft gas turbine engine are called stator vanes.
Both of these statements are true.
In a turbine engine axial flow compressor, each consecutive pair of rotor and stator blades constitutes a pressure stage. In a turbine engine axial flow compressor, the number of rows of stages is determined by the amount of air and total pressure rise required. The components of a centrifugal compressor section consists of the impeller, diffuser, and manifold. The two types of centrifugal compressor impellers are single entry and double entry.